Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As you guys know, another new event, another new banner means another Shiji pool video from me. So here we go again. Now today I want to read through a bit of the Twitter announcement of this event a bit because this event is a tiny bit special, I would say. So let's go through the announcement first. So February 25th, which is this week, we will be getting the Great Chief Returns. The new cough cough summer event. Yes, we're getting summer event right now. Yeah. Now we're getting the usual stuff like normal grinding period, normal grinding stages, and then the EX stages coming the second week. We're getting a shop, blah 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 blah. Banner rate up with Eunectes, Flint, Meteorite, and Acid Drop. I will go through this. Yes, this is the main point of this video, should you pull this banner. But before we go into that, we have to look at the next page. Integrated strategies. KO base Fungi Mist. This is the roguelike mode. And this is personally, in my personal opinion, okay, the best Arknights event that we will ever have up till this date in CN. Like, this is more fun than every CC combined. This is so addictive that I can just play this game mode 16 hours straight without stopping, and I can come back again the next day and keep playing another 16 hours non-stop. This game mode is so much fun. I believe many of you guys have seen the Japanese stream where they showed some of the gameplay of this mode, but if you want to see like in more details, I think I had a video of me playing this mode, like a single run of this. I'm not really sure about that, but if I find it, I will link it in the description. So if you guys want to check how the game mode actually plays out like, you can check that video out. But let's go back to the main topic of this video. Eunectes banner. So, should you pull Eunectes banner? No. The short answer is no. Maybe if you really want to give it a try, you can try doing like 10 pull for the guarantee, or maybe even 20 pulls to see if you're lucky. But going all in with all your saved up randoms, I'm especially focusing at those free-to-play or monthly card players only. Monthly card only players, not to the whales. But if you guys want to spend like all your savings to get Eunectes, I would recommend not to. There is roughly 2 reasons. The first reasons we'll talk about in the usual A ship part, and the other reason I will talk after that. So let's go back to A ships, our favorite place. So Eunectes, she is a defender, right? Except that she only blocks 1. And she has a high cost of 33. 33 block 1 defender. And looking at how low, relatively speaking, her defense is, high HP and high attack power, you can somehow see where this is going. She's just like a 1 block guard, except disguised as a defender, because Arknights like Hypergrid be like, oh, you know what? We just released Thorns, and then we're releasing another guard after this summer event. We can't have 3 guards in a row, so let's make this one a defender. But we all know how it is. She's just a freaking guard. Alrighty. Now, looking at her traits, she can only gain SP when she's blocking. I will go back to this a little bit later, but this is a huge problem when you're using Eunectes. So I'll go back to that a bit more later. So let's look at her talents first. When her HP is higher than 50%, she deals more damage with her attacks. When her HP is lower than 50%, she takes less damage from enemies. Simplistic? Fine. Talent 2. When she's blocking enemies, SP recover speed is increased by 0.2 SP per second. So that is 20% increase, so 1.2 SP per second. That's fine to know that. Now, skill 1. She's getting a passive skill that's just increasing her attack and defense by 25%. No burst, no extra damage, no nothing. She's just getting more attack and more defense. Looking at how she is pretty much a single block guard, getting that 25% attack, yeah, you can see how her attack power is like over 1,000, and then you can get another 70 from trust. That's 1,077 base attack, and then plus 25% onto that. Sure, that's a lot of damage, but that's it. She's just another single block, single target guard. Nothing too special. Skill 2, on the other hand, is quite interesting. So she has slightly increased attack interval, so it makes it about 2 seconds attack interval. She gets plus 180% attack, which makes her attack rate 3,000, I think, or somewhere around that. And the last bit is that the blocked enemies are stunned for the duration of the skill, which lasts 18 seconds. So she will stun any enemy that she's blocking and attack them with 3k attack for 9 times, somewhere around that, during the skill interval. So that's good, right? That's fine. If you're stopping like this really hard to kill enemy or something, or someone you really want to stall, that's fine. Even though a lot of the enemies in the future are more about you can't block them and really things like that, they get really nasty. But sure, this one's fine. SP cost of 28, that means that she will gain this skill in roughly 28 seconds if she's blocking enemies. Yes, she can only recover SP when she's blocking enemies. Remember that? Yeah, that's probably the main problem with this skill, is that you're forced, or I mean, the problem with this character, you're forced to block enemies just to pull off an 18 seconds stunt, pretty much. The effort that you have to put in to plan out her skill, like blocking and then planning out like which enemies that you want to stun, is quite a bit more effort than just those like simplistic put down Silver Ash, shing shing shing, you're done. She's not really that kind of operator. Now, skill 3 is what defines her, I would say. And this makes her the boss killer. So, she gains 230% extra attack, which makes her attack roughly around 3.5k, 3.6k-ish. Defense increased by 160%, with her base defense of 615 and another 70 from trust. You're looking at about 1700 to 1800 defense, which is insane. Block count plus 2, recovers 6% max HP every second. With her almost 4.5k HP, you're looking at about 260-ish HP recovery per second. It might not seem like a lot, but if you combine that with her insanely high defense, she is like invincible against any melee type enemies, physical type enemies. She's just invincible for the duration of this skill, which lasts for 35 seconds. As you can see, that is pretty impressive in terms of boss killing potentials, because 3.5k attack. But then she's stunned for 5 seconds after the skill ends, which is kind of the drawback, which is, I would say, fair until you look at the SP. Right? Initial SP of 25 and SP cost of 45. That means that the first time you drop her down and you want to use her skill, you have to wait for 17 seconds, including Talent 2. And then after you've used the skill, once you want to go from 0 to 45 SP again, you have to wait for about another 40 seconds. All of which she has to be blocking enemies. Yes. So there's this specific video I saw on Bilibili where they used Eunectes to literally solo Patriot. No mine BS. Like, they didn't use a single mine on that Patriot. And Eunectes literally just stands there, face tanks and beat the crap out of Patriot. Patriot dies, her skill ends at the same time, and then once Patriot comes back, and then she's like blocking enemies like random mobs through the way, and then blah 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 blah. Eventually, as she almost dies, she uses her skill again, and then Patriot starts attacking, and she kills Patriot solo, single-handedly kills Patriot. Which you think about it, it's like, oh my god, that is so OP. But again, the effort that you have to put in to plan out her skill, to plan out, oh, I have to block these amount of enemies in the duration before I can kill a boss, right? You have to plan out all that. You have to plan out, not to say that some enemies will just die to her, which doesn't really give her that much SP anyway, if you think about that, because of her high attack. And what you're getting is an operator that is very limited to boss killing, because like, why else would you need 1.8, like almost 1.8k defense, right? So you're really limited to physical damage bosses, and that's about it. Any other situation, every other operator can do the job. You have your Silver Ash, you have your Extra, you have your AFL, you have your Ifrit, you have your Blaze, you have your Thorns, not to say the next operator that is coming in the line. I will talk about that very soon. There's so many good DPS operators that you just don't need her to do anything else except for, oh, soloing a boss, if you really think that is so important. Yeah, I guess you can try and get her, but trust me, I lived perfectly fine in my Chinese account without her as a free-to-play. Okay, I lived perfectly fine without her. And then there's the next banner that's coming. There's a bit of a spoiler, but if you guys saw my last Shiju Pool Thorns video, you probably already knew about this new operator that is coming down the line. Her name is Surtur. She is just so versatile that she just defeats the purpose of having Eunectes, in my humble opinion, okay? The problem with Eunectes is that they literally release Surtur next, and Surtur, maybe not as good as a boss killer as Eunectes, like single-handedly carry, but like she can do similar feat while accomplishing a lot more. And her survivability, maybe not as similar as Eunectes. Eunectes is these like high defense, high HP, and recovery HP, but Surtur does the job as well, surviving. And she just does too many stuff that she is so OP, where people consider Surtur now in CN Arknights to be pretty much at the top of the top. And Eunectes, she's just a boss killer. So, do you guys want to use all your savings of around them now to get a boss killer? Or do you want to save for the next banner, which might not be Surtur because they might change the event order around, but let's say they didn't change the event order around, Surtur is coming next. Do you want to spend all your savings now and not get Surtur? Or do you want to just like, you know, get Surtur instead? Because Surtur, trust me, she's OP. She's OP AF, and I can't imagine myself living without her anymore. That's how good she is. That is just how good she is. She can kill any boss, and she will do everything. When that banner releases, I'll talk a bit more about her, but I guess that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to hear more about these kind of stuff in the future. And if you guys want to check out the roguelike mode, I make sure if I find the video that I uploaded, I'll put a link there. If there's not a link, then that thing probably didn't exist, and I was just dreaming about uploading the video. I'll see you guys in the next video, where I'll probably do some roguelike runs on stream. I'm not sure. I'll see about that. See ya.